Hello everyone, I'm Natalie and welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long day and I wasn't gonna film, but I feel like I have a lot on my mind around what I want to talk about today, so I'm just gonna film it. I want to talk about Neptune, and I've already done a video on Neptune. I feel like, especially in the astrology community, there's a lot of people who have a lot of strong Neptune influences. And Neptune has been transiting itself in Pisces, which is the sign that it rules, but it just stationed direct. Because Neptune is really hard to understand, especially when you have a lot of Neptune influences. And I mean like having planets in the 12th house, having a lot of Pisces energy, like something major in Pisces. It just adds a lot of illusion to your life. It adds a lot of mystery. When your Neptune is conjunct your sun, your identity is kind of lost in a fog. It's not really known. It's not something that you were born with. Like, you weren't born with this strong sense of identity, with this strong sense of who you are. That is kind of one of your biggest life lessons, is to understand who you are and to really get to know yourself. But it's not just getting to know yourself on like a basic level, because Neptune isn't basic. Neptune is, they say it's like the higher octave of Venus. So Venus is value and worth and like all this nice shit. Neptune is kind of that, but on a more deeper spiritual level. Having your sun conjunct Neptune, you probably had a dad, because the sun represents the father, and a lot of people, have their own opinions about that. But in this case, let's just say that your sun represents your father. So having Neptune just like drowning out the life of your life, your father might have taken on that role in your life. Maybe your father was completely absent. That happens a lot, and that's why people probably just don't even feel like themselves. They feel like they don't even have an identity, because it's hard to know who you are when you don't know who you come from. So your father himself was probably just somewhat of a mystery in your life. Either he was just not there, like an empty gap, or he was, but he wasn't connected to you. He didn't try to be connected to you. He kind of probably took on this subdued, more like, to you, in your perspective, your father might have just always seemed like he didn't have a voice, like he couldn't stand up for himself. So in a way, he kind of took on that role of being like a victim. And you probably really picked up on that, and you have felt victimized yourself. Your ego feels scarred in a way, because you can tend to be taken advantage of a lot. And it's not even that you like necessarily let people willingly, but you kind of just take on the role of being the victim, of feeling hurt, feeling sensitive, being easily impressionable. Because when the identity is lost and a person doesn't have a strong sense of themselves, they will be easily swayed, easily manipulated. So you can kind of take on other people's identities and what other people think of themselves. You kind of will want to change yourself to be like other people. You can watch other people and look at their good qualities and want to be that, because you don't know who you are, but you want to be something great and something good. In this way, you can tend to over-idealize yourself. Someone with like their Venus conjunct Neptune will over-idealize their partner's love, romance, all that shit. Someone with their sun conjunct Neptune you will over idealize yourself. So you might think that you are more special than other people think that you are. And when people don't, it really hurts you, because in some fantasy land, you are special. In your mind, in your dream worlds that you escape to find comfort outside of reality, in that world, you are the best, you are great, you are special, and you are unique, and you do know yourself. But in those worlds, you are being what you idealize in other people, what you find great in other people, whatever qualities that you pick up on from other people that you think are good, you will be that in your dreams. It sounds really fucking confusing, I know. I have a lot of Neptune influences myself, so when I talk, I sometimes don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. So I feel like someone with their sun conjunct Neptune, you don't even know how you're acting most of the time. You don't even realize that you are doing this, that you are picking up on people's personalities and taking them on yourself, and identifying with other people more than you identify with your own life. And that can be a problem, because you will always be lost in a dream world where you are someone different than who you are, because sometimes you feel sad and hurt and you won't want to be yourself, because Neptune is about glamorizing things. They say it represents Hollywood. Like being in front of the screen and being someone that you're not. So you take on that role, you take on this chameleon-like role that always changes, and someone who is hard to pin down. Think about it as if you were a Pisces, but probably in some cases a little bit more intensified, because a Pisces could have other placements that doesn't make their identity so lost. But you could have your sun in any sign, but it's always going to be conjunct Neptune, so your identity will always feel lost, especially if you have it in Pisces, which I don't think anybody does now, or if they do, they're quite young. So anyways, the thing that is most challenging for you is seeing yourself clearly, and seeing yourself for who you really are, and actually knowing yourself. But knowing that once you know something of yourself, that's not it. You haven't learned it all. Your identity and you yourself will always be a mystery, especially to yourself. So you might feel like you know yourself at some point in your life, but that could always change. Something could come up that just throws you off completely, and you'll be back where you started. And that's why a lot of people who have strong Neptune placements, they can fall into like the addictions, always being the victim, like playing the victim card, manipulating people, deceiving others to get what they want, to get something out of other people. But that's not what Neptune should be. That's not Neptune at its highest. Neptune at its highest is selfless. At its highest is dreamy. It's creative. It's psychic. It's spiritual. So you need to tap into those gifts that you do have. You are special. And you do have gifts. You just have to tap into them. And especially if this conjunction is aspected in a challenging way, like you also have something squaring it or opposing it, or it's intercepted or something. This aspect itself is already hard, but if you just add more to it, it makes it harder to get through the Neptune fog around yourself. But when you do, you have the ability to create yourself every day, to really wake up and be someone new every day. And it's almost like you're playing characters in a way. This aspect would be really good for someone who is an actor, because that's what you kind of do. You kind of play characters in a way throughout your life, and that's one of your gifts. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. You just can't let yourself fall into the trap of always living in a world where you are greater, but not trying to achieve your dreams in reality. Like, you need to be present too, because you'll always feel lost. And it's scary to feel lost for people who have strong Neptune placements. It's scary to not know yourself, especially in a world where everyone seems like they know their self and like they're really happy, but they're really fucking not. But you believe that. You believe the lies because, again, not that you are like stupid, but you're just impressionable because you are sensitive, because you can give of yourself in ways that other people can't. And shutting yourself off from that by escaping all the time is where people will miss out on your true gifts, your healing gifts, the ways that you can kind of change yourself, not like your core, that's what you need to find, your core self. You need to set that, but you can change your like persona almost to help people. Your sun is your energy, so you can give of your energy in ways that can be healing, because Neptune is a healer, spiritual healer. Part of understanding yourself is tapping into your own spirituality. And when you do this, you can utilize the Neptunian gifts and powers that you have. And it makes you really creative, really psychic. You can really feel people's energies. And that's a good thing. It's a good gift to have in the world. So that's your Sun conjunct Neptune. I hope that it was kind of helpful. I hope that you liked it. And let me know what you think. And thank you for watching.